Some sub-intel. This is something that we covered previously in shows and warned it may happen, and some people doubted it, but it's all playing out. Legal marijuana in California. They all said they were going to set up their own businesses and it was all going to go hunky-dory, and this show warned you it wouldn't. There would be some sort of a kickback and somehow the system would take over. Well, this is now what's unfolding. And it was stated that, as a business, it was supposed to be a no-brainer. It was rather popular, sold quite a lot on the black market. And everyone thought they were going to get rich and be profitable in what is declared a liberal state, pushing 40 million residents, where some of the best weed in the world has been grown for decades. But nearly 3 years after Proposition 64, which is the law that legalized the adult use of the drug, was passed, California cannabis producers are not seeing the windfalls predicted. No, because the authorities always step in. They're not setting fire to your land so you can take it off you. They're up to all kinds of other skullduggery and licenses and all this, fees for this and fees for that. And they told Sharon Alfonsi this week that regulations and a robust black market are cutting into legal pot profits. Now, the California law gives local governments the right to regulate the pot shops so towns can prohibit them. There you go. And a whopping 80% of the state's towns and cities have turned legal pot shops down. So they give you on one and take on the other. That's how it works. Now, in the States, much of the illegal weed isn't just being sold by shadowy dealers, but in illegal storefronts in strip malls where buyers are not being taxed at 45%. 45% tax on it. See, give you one, I'm taking the other. Essentially, it's problem, reaction, solution. The solution is they wanted to take more money out of it. They provided the problem, the people reacted, they asked for legalization, and this is what happens. And the dealers now don't buy expensive permits from the state, and legalization has actually made illegal weed cheaper and easier to buy. You see, nothing changes unless people get wise to what's going on. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange appeared in court on Monday, appearing rather confused and struggling to recall his name and age in his first public appearance in months as he sought to fight his extradition to the United States. Now, on Monday, he appeared fairly clean-shaven, without the long beard he'd worn in his last public appearance in May, when he was sentenced to 50 weeks jail for allegedly skipping bail. Now, although he appeared in good health, and his white hair was combed back, which is not like the previous one, he kind of mumbled and stuttered for several seconds as he gave his name and date of birth at the start of the preliminary hearing into the case. And when the judge asked him at the end of the hearing if he knew what was happening, he replied, "Not exactly," and complained about the conditions in jail, and he was unable to think properly. "I don't understand how this is equitable," he said. "I can't research anything. I can't access any of my writing, and it's very difficult where I am." What this tells you is either Mr. Assange has been MK Ultra'd or switched out, or both. You know, you got to remember this guy, as a young kid, was sent to an Australian cult family where they dyed everyone's hair white. And I'm not too sure that this guy is the be-all and end-all. You know, that doesn't mean to say that the information he hasn't put out isn't valid, but it appears to be steered, and it does have some elements of being faction-based to me. It doesn't excuse what the authorities are doing. You know, it's funny how Julian Assange or Edward Snowden can put out all kinds of information and have to be held under house arrest or embassy arrest, and yet it appears that democratic officials can say whatever they like, release secret documents, hello Mr. Comey, and they are walking free. Something's not right. I'm not too sure we're going to get out of Mr. Assange what the alt media thinks, in my opinion.